All right, let's jump right in, shall we? We're diving headfirst into the wild world of meme coins, specifically Shiba Inu, and some recent price predictions that have, well, got everyone talking.
Yeah, it's a pretty fascinating time for this corner of the crypto market.
Definitely.
On one hand, you've got, predictions based on technical analysis, like
Yeah.
pointing towards this potential surge for SE.
Right.
But then at the same time, you've got this whole wave of utility-focused altcoins.
Yeah.
They're really starting to change the whole investment landscape.
You're absolutely right. It's like, where do you even begin to make sense of it all?
Exactly.
Well, lucky for us, we've got two great articles to help us unpack all of this.
Oh, perfect.
The first one is from CoinGape, and it's titled, How High Can Shiba Inu Price Get by December 31? Oh. And then we've got another one from Bitcoinist.com called Shiba Inu Price Prediction, Can Meme Coins Make a Comeback After Utility Altcoins Pumped 500%?
Catchy, right?
I like that one.
Yeah, it definitely grabs your attention.
So both of these articles are kind of wrestling with this fundamental question. Can meme coins, with their crazy volatility and their community-driven price swings, can they really hold their own against the rise of these more utility-focused projects?
Yeah, that's the big question.
It is, isn't it? Okay, so let's start with the CoinGate piece. They're taking a pretty bullish stance on SHIB, like really bullish.
Oh,
They're actually predicting it could hit 0.00005458 by the end of the year.
wow.
I know, right? Bold prediction.
Yeah.
So their analysis is it all hinges on what's called a cup and handle pattern, which they say they've spotted on HashBiz daily chart.
Up and handle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically this pattern, from what I understand, signals that like Esh might be gearing up for an upward trend.
Okay, so it's like setting the stage for a potential breakout.
Exactly. And they're not basing this just on one pattern. They're looking at other technical indicators too, like SHIB crossing above key resistance levels and something called a golden cross pattern.
Right.
Right. All of these are basically like green lights for technical analysts, bullish signals.
Yeah, the classic bullish signals.
But here's where it gets interesting. CoinGape goes beyond just the charts and highlights some pretty significant developments within the Shiba Inu ecosystem itself.
Oh, okay. Like what?
Well, for starters, the SHIB burn rate, apparently they've burned over 410 trillion tokens.
Wow.
It's a lot of tokens.
Yeah, that's a massive amount.
And that reduction in supply coupled with, consistent demand could potentially drive prices higher. They also mentioned the increasing amount of SE being staked, which again reduces the circulating supply.
Right. So they're essentially creating scarcity.
Exactly. And then, of course, they cite the whole crypto bull run we're seeing, fueled by Bitcoin breaking that $100,000 mark. They see that as another potential tailwind for SE. So, it's a pretty optimistic picture they're painting.
It sounds like it. But, it's always, it makes me a little wary when an investment decision is solely based on, just technical analysis and those short-term market trends. You know what I mean?
Oh, I hear you. You're thinking, is it too good to be true? Are we getting caught up in the hype?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, while all those factors might contribute to, short-term fluctuations, we need to think bigger picture. Are these just isolated events or is this really indicating like a larger trend?
And that brings us to the Bitcoinist.com article. They're a little more cautious, I'd say. While they acknowledge SHIB's recent price surge, it's jumped like 70% in the past month, they do introduce a bit of skepticism.
Okay, so they're not quite ready to jump on the issue bandwagon just yet.
Right. They're highlighting this whole emergence of utility-driven altcoins, and specifically they compare SHIB to DTX Exchange. It's a utility token that's gained over 500% during its presale.
500%.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Wow, that's something else. So what's the deal with this DTX exchange? What makes it so special?
Well, it's being described as this hybrid platform, sort of combining the best of both worlds, centralized and decentralized exchanges. What that means is you can trade like traditional assets, stocks, ETFs, alongside your crypto holdings all in one place.
So they're bridging the gap between the old school financial world and the crypto world.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that seems to be what's driving all the investor interest and obviously that crazy price surge.
Makes sense.
So are they saying SHIB is like doomed because of these utility tokens? Is it game over for meme coins?
I don't think they're going that far. They're more advocating for diversification, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
They acknowledge that SHIB has potential, especially with developments like their upcoming Layer 2 platform, Shibarium. But they suggest spreading your investments, across both meme coins and utility tokens.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, even if that basket is full of cute Shiba Inu memes.
Exactly. They argue that, a balanced approach incorporating both the speculative high-risk potential of meme coins with uh, with the more, I guess, tangible utility of projects like DTX, could help mitigate risk and potentially lead to more stable returns.
So it sounds like we've got two very different perspectives here. One based on, you know, charts, technical analysis, specific developments,
Right.
and the other kind of zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, the rise of these utility-driven projects. But what's interesting? Both articles actually touch on this concept of community, although in very different ways.
Oh, how so?
Well, SHIB's community, the SHIB
Yeah,
army,
of course.
they've been incredibly influential, right?
Oh, yeah.
All that enthusiasm, the social media presence, it's really helped propel SHIB into the spotlight.
For sure. They're a force to be reckoned with. But I guess what the Bitcoiners.com article is suggesting is, like, a strong community alone, might not be enough for sustainable long-term growth, especially in this evolving market. They argue that community needs to be, like, paired with a real-world problem that the project solves.
That's a really good point. It's not just about the hype, it's about the substance behind it.
Right.
It makes you wonder, though, could that level of community support, the sheer dedication of the SHIB army, could that actually help stabilize SHIB's price in the long run? I mean, it's a really interesting question to think about.
It is, and it's one that we'll be diving into even deeper when we return.
Can a meme coin, like, actually transform itself into something more? Something beyond just a meme? I feel like that's the question that a lot of investors are, like, really grappling with.
It is. It is. And it's a tough one to answer. I mean, I think to really get to the bottom of it, you have to understand the very nature of how crypto markets evolve.
So are you saying that meme coins are just a phase, like a stepping stone to something better?
Not necessarily. I mean, look at SHIB. The CoinGape article is actually pretty optimistic about their future, and a lot of that has to do with their upcoming Layer 2 platform, Shibarium.
Right, Shibarium. That's supposed to, like, supercharge the whole Shiba Inu ecosystem, right?
Exactly. Faster transactions, lower fees, more functionality overall. Things that could make SHIB a lot more appealing to a wider audience.
So it's like they're laying the groundwork for something more substantial, something that goes beyond just the meme status, the hype.
Right. And it's about providing that added layer of utility, giving it a real-world purpose, a value proposition that could attract a whole new wave of investors.
But even with all of that, the Bitcoinist.com article still, urges caution. They keep emphasizing the volatility of meme coins, reminding us that they're driven by sentiment and speculation, which can lead to those, like, crazy price swings we've seen in the past.
And they have a point. I mean, you can't ignore the risks. Meme coin markets are notoriously unpredictable. But wouldn't you say that the SHIB community's dedication, their commitment to the project, could actually act as a counterbalance to that volatility?
That's true. The SHIB army is incredibly passionate. I mean, their energy is contagious. It's what's gotten them this far.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, could that level of community support actually help stabilize SHIB's price over the long term? It's an interesting question to ponder.
Definitely. Okay, so we've talked about the potential upsides, the potential downsides, but I'm curious, what does all of this mean for someone who's listening right now, trying to figure out this whole crypto thing? What are the key takeaways?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is the importance of making informed decisions. We've looked at these two articles, and they offer contrasting perspectives. One focuses on the technical side, the SHIB-specific developments. The other emphasizes the broader market trends, the rise of utility-focused projects.
So it's about weighing the pros and cons, considering your own investment goals, your risk tolerance, and then making a decision based on, solid information.
Exactly. Don't just jump on the bandwagon because everyone else is. Do your research, understand the technology, the team behind it, the community, the risks. It's all part of the process.
And diversification, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like Bitcoinist.com suggests, spread your investments across different types of projects. That way you're not putting all your hopes on one single outcome.
Absolutely. A diversified portfolio is like it's like a well-balanced meal.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of everything, keeps you healthy in the long run.
I love that analogy. Okay, so as we wrap up this part of our discussion on Shiba Inu, what are some of the bigger questions listeners should be asking themselves as they continue their crypto journey?
That's a great question. I think it's important to step back and look at the broader trends shaping the crypto market. You know, Is this surge in utility-focused altcoins just a passing fad, or is it a sign of a fundamental shift in how investors are thinking about crypto?
And what about the future of meme coins? Can they adapt? Can they evolve to meet the demands of this changing landscape? Or will they eventually just, fade away as investors seek out projects with more tangible value, more real-world applications?
These are questions that only time will tell.
Yeah.
But one thing's for sure, the crypto world is constantly changing, evolving.
It's a space that's driven by innovation, with new ideas popping up all the time. It can feel overwhelming, but it's also incredibly exciting. And I think the key to navigating it all is to stay informed, to be open-minded, and to, embrace the uncertainty. It's all part of the adventure.
Well, we've certainly covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
From like bullish price predictions and all that technical analysis stuff to the emergence of these utility-focused altcoins.
Right.
I mean, we've really explored a whole spectrum of perspectives on Shiba Inu and, well, the future of meme coins in general.
Yeah, I think we've touched upon some really crucial points.
Like, we've seen how SHIB is actively trying to evolve, to kind of move beyond just being a meme, adding utility, solidifying its place in this crazy crypto landscape that's constantly changing.
Right. Right. But I guess the question that still lingers is, can they really bridge that gap, between that community-driven hype and an actual tangible real-world value?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
It is, and I don't think there's like a simple answer. I mean, it's just fascinating to see these two seemingly opposing forces at play. On one hand, you've got that explosive energy of meme coins like SHIB, fueled by those passionate communities.
Right.
And then on the other hand, you've got this rise of these more utility-focused projects like DTX Exchange.
Right, offering a whole different kind of value proposition.
Exactly. It's almost like we're witnessing this clash of investment philosophies, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like, on one side, you have this belief in the power of community, the power of going viral, right?
Right.
That potential for those massive gains fueled by pure hype and speculation. And then on the other side, you've got a more grounded approach.
Mm-hmm.
Focused on utility, real-world applications,
Mm-hmm.
And that promise of those more stable long-term returns. It's an interesting dynamic for sure.
And I think what makes it even more interesting is that both sides, they have valid points.
Right.
The fact that SHIB has been as successful as it has, even with all the volatility, it really speaks to the power of community, the power of people coming together and believing in something.
Definitely. But at the same time, this surge in utility-focused altcoins, it shows that investors, they are increasingly looking for projects that offer, that tangible value beyond just speculation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it all comes back to you, the listener.
Right.
As you're navigating this complex and honestly ever-changing crypto world, what resonates most with you? What are the factors that you personally prioritize when you're making investment decisions?
Yeah, that's such a crucial question. Like, do you believe in meme coins? Do you think they have staying power? Do you think that the passion of those communities, the potential for that viral growth, does that outweigh those concerns about volatility and this whole shift towards utility-driven projects?
Or do you think that, the rise of platforms like DTX Exchange, with their focus on bringing traditional finance and crypto together, do you think that signals like a fundamental shift in the market, a move towards those more utility-focused investments?
It's a tough call.
It is. And ultimately, the answer is it's a personal one. It really depends on your own investment goals, your risk tolerance, how much you believe in the long-term potential of different projects.
And that's the beauty of it, right? I mean, there's no one-size-fits-all answer in crypto. It's all about finding what works for you, what aligns with your values and your vision.
Couldn't agree more.
So to wrap things up, I just want to say that whether you're drawn to, the allure of those meme coins, or you're more interested in the more grounded approach of utility-focused projects, there's definitely a place for you in this dynamic and ever-expanding world of crypto.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe the next big crypto success story, it might just be born from the very questions that we've been discussing today.
Now that's a thought-provoking idea. Well, hey, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful, maybe even a little bit inspiring. Until next time, happy investing.